It's a lovely late midsummer morning. A little bit of rain drizzle out here, but it's my first chance to work on my E250. Alright, next thing we want to do here is take these safety clips off. It's real easy. I'm going to turn it to its side so you can see it. You just push down on the larger side like that. Removing the safety clips is the first step to remove the fuel lines from the fuel pump. Now let's make that fuel line disconnect tool. Now to get those fuel lines off, you need a fuel line removal tool. And down there at the fuel pump, what you need is either a Sharpie marker or a cylinder of some sort, and in this case it's a lip balm cylinder. But you can use either one, or you can go to the store. You can get it on eBay. You can get a fuel line toolkit. Either way, I just don't like to wait, so I'm going to go ahead and make myself a tool that will remove the fuel line right there at the fuel pump. So perhaps you have a lip balm chapstick cylinder handy there at your house. I remembered that I had this one in my tackle box. Alright, so all we need to do is clear that plug out of the lip balm cylinder. I'm going to use a drill bit. You can use anything, screwdriver, doesn't matter. Cut a slit so we can put it over top of the fuel line and push it up into the connector and dislodge the fuel line connector clips from the nipple. Clean up each end with a file and taper one end of it to push up into the connector. That one's a little messy, but you know, just showing you a couple things that you can use. The second method is to cut a Sharpie cap. Got to cut it about 1 inch long, no more than 1 inch. If you use a vise to hold the Sharpie cap while you're cutting it, be sure not to tighten down too much on the cap itself, because it'll just bend and kind of break. So it's a little fragile. And you'll notice that the end that you did not cut has a slight taper on it. That is the end you want to put up into the connector. Alright, that looks pretty good. We're just going to use our wire cutters and just cut a slit all the way from one side to the other. So we're cutting the cylinder from end to end so that we can open up the slit and put it around the fuel line. So we'll be able to push our tool up into the connector and dislodge those clips from the nipple. That's perfect. So yeah, we're going to put this Sharpie on there. It's got the tapered end and should be able to just push it up into the fitting. It'll release those clips from the nipple and it should just pull right off. Grab some needle nose pliers and just place them at the far end of your disconnect tool and push it up into the fitting. Just like that. Ready to replace your fuel pump on your E250 van? That are holding on to that nipple. And Put in the Sharpie, it just releases those pins from the nipple, and you've got your fuel line off. Let's do it to the other one as well. Perfect. And no spillage, that was really good. So, are you ready to replace your fuel pump, fuel filter, or fuel line on your E250 van? Watch another today's how-to video right here on Atlantic Drain. So, you want to make sure that you get the right one. This one's got a nice little arrow on it as well, but it should match up and look the same.